Hi everyone, I'm Christy Forsyth with Clarity by Christy. I am a soul therapist and an intuitive that connects with the angelic energy. This is my weekly energy reading where we talk all about what's going on in the collective energy, the energy that impacts each and every one of us. So this is full of advice for how we can best navigate this energy, how we can best navigate this week so that we can make the most of the energy that we have showing up. It also is serving as validation for the things that you're feeling and just helping to connect all of us in the things that we've been going through and the things that we've been feeling, because certainly it's been a lot. And that's the first thing that I want to acknowledge. And I was having this conversation with somebody last week. This transition into Pluto and Aquarius has been much more significant than I expected. I knew that it was going to be a significant shift, but wow, I'm curious if you guys can feel this. We're really moving into new earth. I mean, we talk about this, right? But it's like now we're watching it happen, and we're watching even, we're back to pretty significant stuff going on with the solar flares and just so many things that are happening and shifting. And I've been talking about how there's been so many moving parts and so many things that are happening for us. And it's happening to us individually, but it's also happening to us collectively. Because I feel one thing that I've been trying to coach myself with through this is that this is something that's so much greater than all of us. And so it's not so much an I thing, although we individually are certainly going through it as we're navigating this. But I think that it's going to serve us very well as we're navigating this energy to also focus on the we. What is for the greater good of all? Or how can I approach my week, my life, my everything from a place of what is going to serve, what is going to help, what is going to allow me to show up in this world from a place of purpose. I think that if we're feeling like we're showing up from a place of purpose, that's really going to anchor us in this energy, not just this week, but in the next several years ahead. We have a lot of changes that are happening, and we have a lot of changes that are still to come. Again, this is individually, this is also collectively here in the world. So for the I and for the we, there's so much that's happening. I think that this can feel really scary. I'm really curious. Please let me know. Are you guys noticing that a lot of changes are happening for you? Or you're feeling the changes coming? Or you're feeling like you need to change your approach? For the past few years, we've really been working toward becoming more of our authentic self so that we can show up in our most authentic way. And I think that as we're connected to that more now, and as we're honoring that, we're recognizing we need to show up in the world differently. We need to show up in our lives differently. But the thing is that there's a grief that comes with that, right? I'm finding that there's this process that's happening right now, this life review that's happening right now that is leading to some grief, whether we're conscious of that, whether it's a subconscious thing, maybe a little bit of both. Because what we're recognizing is that our lives aren't going to be the same. And I don't say that to scare any of you, because the direction that we're heading is really beautiful. And this is just part of the process, right? These are the labor pains before the rebirth. But it's this process of reviewing right now. I feel as though in some ways we are at the end of something really significant, at the end of a time on Earth. And so, I don't know, are you guys noticing this? Are you noticing this life review that we have been doing in our minds? And it might be showing up for you just in the form of all of a sudden having these memories pop up for you that seem to come out of nowhere, or people from the past showing up that you're connecting with and trying to figure out okay, where do you fit here moving forward? Processing things that have happened to us, maybe difficult things, traumatic things, or even things, I've noticed things that have come up and it's like, oh wow, I guess like I'm realizing how hurtful that was to me, and I didn't recognize it at the time. Barbara's saying that she's trying to make an important decision and she just can't seem to figure it out. I think that it's tough right now because there's so much still shifting, so many moving parts, and it's hard to see like, where is this path going? I think that's part of the fear, part of the grief is like, at least the past, we understand. At least our comfort zone is what we know, and I really feel like we're being pulled or being moved out of our comfort zone, and that's really hard. So what I would say to you, Barbara, and anybody else who's in this place, because I do feel like we're making important decisions for ourselves, is like, what's going to support your most authentic self? What's going to support a new chapter for you in your life? What is going to allow you to break free from the chains of the past? Again, you're probably recognizing where those chains of the past exist and how they continue to impact us. This stuff is really coming up right now. It's helping us to understand, what do we need to let go of? And also, what continues to belong in this next chapter, right? Because it's not about like letting everything go, but the things that are going to make it through to the next chapter are those things that are in alignment for us moving forward. So the question becomes, is it in alignment for you? Or what decision, if you're trying to make a decision, what choice is more aligned? And it might call for you to step out of your comfort zone. It might call for you to do something that is honoring your intuition, but feels really uncomfortable. We still want to be practical. I never want to discourage people from being practical, but your intuition may call for you to do something that is like the least practical option out of the two if you're trying to decide between two things. Maybe not, but I find a lot of times like that practicality is really just our comfort zone, those things that we know, versus this willingness to have new experiences and to continue to allow ourselves to expand. I know people have been feeling really stuck, but this energy is moving. Things are happening. We're being called to take a look at the things that we're afraid of, right? I've had a lot of things just like coming back up for me, old stuff. And the message that I got around that is that we really need to be taking it to the root of the problem, right? So it's not like what's happening now, but what does this remind you of from your past? Like what's the real issue here? And to like take it back into your earliest memory of a time that you felt that way. This is going to show you where there's work to be done. I really feel like we have the full moon in Virgo this week on the 24th. It feels like such an important full moon. It feels like such a healing new moon, but I also feel like it's shining a light on where do I need to change my habits? Where do I need to adjust my life so that my well-being is more supported, so that my vision for my life is more supported. Not someone else's vision for my life, but my vision for my life. So this is tough. I'll be honest with you guys. I think that we're in for a ride with this energy because it is so new. We don't know what to expect because Earth is going to look different than it ever has. And I think in order to allow for that, we're going to watch systems change. The systems within our individual world and systems within the world, within the collective. And of course, I think we feel that coming and we're watching that coming. We're watching that happening for us in so many different ways. Last night, I'm usually a pretty good sleeper, right? But I woke up worrying about some things and was having a hard time falling back asleep. It was like the fear was so strong. And then I heard really clearly, just beheld. And that's actually like from one of my favorite songs from the Casting Crowns. It's the song that I listen to whenever I'm needing to feel God, whenever I'm needing to feel supported. And then I just felt the energy of being held, being lifted up. Like, not that I was laying in my bed anymore, but I was laying in, maybe this sounds weird, I don't know, but I felt like I was laying in God's hands. And so there was a clear message for me, but this is a message for the collective as well, that we need to allow ourselves to just be held, to just flow with all of it, to allow what's coming up to come up so that we can address it, so that we can work through it. I also feel like we're still very strongly in this second chance energy, but this isn't about second chances going back into situations where they're damaging or where we're repeating these trauma cycles. That's not what this is about, right? So if it's repeating a cycle because this is what you're used to, because this is what your trauma has kind of dictated, how your trauma has led your actions, led your choices. It's not about that. It's this willingness to try some things that maybe we weren't quite ready for before, right? Maybe the circumstances weren't ready. It wasn't divine timing. There's so much happening here with divine timing, but everybody's got to be ready, or it's not going to move forward in the ways that we need it to. It's just going to be the replication of old patterns. And so that's really important to be mindful about that. I think that we will very strongly feel the difference, right? If a situation, if a person isn't showing up differently, isn't showing up in a way that aligns for us moving forward, then it's not for us. And that's where that faith is going to come in, right? That faith that if I create this space, will something even better show up to fill that space eventually? And I think, I say eventually, right? But I feel like we're in a time of divine timing. And so I don't feel like the wait is very long for that. I'll be really curious to see if that 8 of Cups shows up in the cards, because to me, this is very connected with that energy of, there's a leap of faith, right? That willingness to walk away or leave behind some things that just aren't quite it. You know, they just don't resonate anymore. With that faith, with that knowing on some level, that trust that the direction that we're heading is bringing with it even more blessings, even more gifts, something that is even better. We have shifted into this new timeline, and the world looks different, we look different, and so we can't expect that we're going to be the same or that we're going to experience the world the same. I think that there's still this call for us to just be giving so much love to ourselves, so much care to ourselves, taking that time. There's very much a recovery that's happening that we've been working on as well. I'm also really feeling this week that other people are going to be our teachers in so many ways. And other people can be our teachers in so many different ways, right? Some of the people who have hurt you the absolute most have been the greatest teachers of your life. I want you to reflect on that. In fact, I think that we're supposed to be reflecting on that this week. How have people been my teacher? What did they teach me? What were the lessons that I've learned? And if I still feel as though I'm learning that lesson, what do I need to do to close that lesson out? That's important. And also, people can be our teachers in really powerful and light-filled ways, enjoyable ways, maybe is the way that I want to say it, right? They can lead through their example. They can inspire us. They can be a guide for us here in this world. I say that God speaks through other people all the time without us realizing it. God speaks through you all the time. God speaks through me all the time. God speaks through the people that matter in your life all the time. And how do you tell the difference between that and when somebody is bringing their fear-based opinion into your situation? It feels really different, right? When something is a sign, is a message, it hits different. It feels different. It feels like love, or it feels neutral, or you begin, if you start to tune in with the body, you start to get a sense of, how does my body feel when something is a sign, when something is a synchronicity, when something is a message? And oftentimes when people are projecting their fear, and that's not a message from our higher power, our higher selves, our guides, our angels, whatever that is for you, it feels more ick. It feels heavy. It feels challenging. People will reflect back to us every single fear that we have. It doesn't mean that we have to allow that to shut us down, right? Maybe there are still things, I think that there are things for us to learn in that. Sometimes the lesson is, how do I acknowledge my own fear around that and work through that, but still honor what my soul wants? And, sometimes it's simply to learn, how do I stand strong on my own, even if no one else sees this vision for me or believes in this vision for me. I think this is a time that we have to hold the vision, honor the vision that we have for ourselves. So this is a big energy. This is massive growth, and we have to just allow it to unfold and allow it to shape us and teach us and grow us. I think that there's a lot of light available in this if we're not fighting with it, if we're not trying to make it be a specific way, if we're not attached to a specific outcome. I've been saying for months now, if you're really attached to a specific outcome, you may be disappointed, because I think that it's like part of this energy is about the surprise, and there's a really beautiful surprise here for us if we can let it unfold. Keep setting your intentions. You guys know I'm all about intentions. It's not about not setting intentions, but it's also about trusting the process, trusting the journey, allowing it all to unfold the way that it needs to. So much happening right now, right? And we're doing the work, we're doing the work on ourselves. How are we going to show up better, differently, as this new and improved version of ourselves, for ourselves and for other people, right? Maybe we're learning how we haven't shown up for people in the ways that they needed, and making adjustments in those ways. And how can I be the best version of me and show up as the best version of me in the connections that matter the most to me, and maybe even in the other connections. There's a lot of beauty in just focusing on being a source of love here in this world. This is, we're in Pisces season now. This is a very Pisces / coming off of Aquarius season reading, that's for sure. A perfect combination of those energies, in my opinion. How are you guys doing? What's going on for you? Are you feeling that life review? Are you feeling like that shift into the bigger picture and the movement and the changes and the shifting? Where are you guys at with that? Let me know while I'm pulling these cards. And if you're watching the replay, hit me with a #replay and let me know where you're at. I love to hear from you guys. I love to see where you're at on your journey. Woo. Okay. Cards are jumping out. I'm here early, by the way. I had a little time free, so I'm getting this set. I am heading out for our quantum blow-up retreat tomorrow. That's going to be really amazing. I'm really excited about that with Nicole Eaton. Some of you guys are going to be there. I can't wait to see you. I can't wait to meet some of you. Some of you are new to me. But how perfect that we're going to be doing that work around this really important full moon. And by the way, if you guys are not in my membership, I have the full moon energy session up there. It's only $9.99 a month to access all of the stuff that I've had in there, almost 3 years worth of content. But one of my favorite things are the energy sessions that just help to support people with their path, with their journey, to navigate whatever energy is showing up for us. And so it's like a guided meditation, but you use it, you listen to it like a guided meditation, but I infuse an entire angelic energy session into that. So sorry, I'm just looking at the cards. So you are able to use that as often as you need to around the intensity of this energy. I also do a monthly one for any time throughout the month, just to help clear, support, balance your energy field. It is an absolute must for people who are sensitive to energy, which most of us are. So I can't help but notice, bottom of the deck, death card, right? This didn't come up, but death card. Let the metamorphosis happen. Let it shift. And I know, like, I get it. People are going through it. There's a lot that's happening. So understand that same. Same. And it's a healing process. It's a clearing process. And it's all working out for us if we can lean into that trust and that faith. But I get it. It's hard. You know, some of you are probably yelling at me right now. It's okay. I can take it. We're very supported. We just want to keep leaning into that. And it's okay to ask, can you show me a sign, an indication that all is well? I promise you that you will get that. The Hermit in reverse. We've been doing a lot of work, a lot of internal work, and processing a lot of things. I feel like with the Hermit in reverse, like there's this shifting this week where we're coming out of that Hermit. If you guys notice, the Hermit has the star in his lantern. The star card is about healing, is about balancing. It's about connecting to the things that we want to experience here in this world. And I think that there's a lot of hope. I think that my sense of this card is like the rejuvenation of hope in some ways. But there needs to be an openness, right? This isn't going to be our way. This is God's way. This is the universe's way. And so if we're fighting with that, we're not going to see it. We're not going to connect with that hope. But it's like, trust the process, right? Allow the process. But maybe we're kind of coming back. We're feeling a little bit more energized. We're starting to come back into our creative spark. I think in March, even more so, that creativity is resurfacing, reconnecting more. But a little bit at a time, we're reconnecting with the inspiration and that creativity, because that was rough for a little while. I had nothing, absolutely nothing. I was alone for about 3 weeks. It wasn't good. Wheel of Fortune. The wheel is moving in our favor. Circumstances are moving in our favor. Our luck is changing for the better. This is a shift. This is a destined shift. This is divine timing. This is us allowing for our destiny to click in. But we have to be mindful of the fact that we don't, on a soul level, we know what our destiny is, right? But our human might not know, our ego might not know. And can we just keep letting ourselves be shown? What does this look like? What is the path? What is the journey? What is the vision? Because if we're so stuck on it needing to happen a specific way, then we're going to miss the blessings that are coming through. I feel like things are moving, things are shifting, things are changing. Again, we're entering into a new time. And it's really powerful where we're shifting into. The Three of Cups. Celebration. Connection. Spending time with the people that light you up, the people that value you, that you value. And finding things. I've been talking for a little while about finding a way to thrive exactly where we are. And where we are might look messy, right? This process is messy. I'm not going to lie to you or pretend like it's all love and light and rainbows and sunshine, right? It's not always that. But where are we taking those moments to celebrate anyway? To celebrate the small wins. We've come a long way. We've had a lot of really beautiful things happening. And where are we taking the time to do that with the people that we love the most, that honor us, that value us, that we really want to be with us for the next part of this chapter? This is also about a reunion of some kind, right? A reunion with people that you care about, a second chance with people that you care about, celebrating something that has circled back around again, something like that. So I think that we have that to look forward to. There's like these opportunities that are coming up again. And it's going to be up to us to decide, like, does this align for me moving forward? Do I want to allow this? But I think, like, if it feels like something worth celebrating, even if it feels scary because it's new and different, or maybe scary because it didn't work out the way we wanted it to the first time around, leaning in. These are things that are worth celebrating. This is a beautiful thing, right? But I think that we're going to be seeing it clearly here with this Ace of Swords. I think that we're having really important conversations right now. I think that we're taking a look too at the way that we view the world and the way that we view each other, the way that we view other people, the way that we view ourselves, and asking questions about that, right? So these conversations are with other people, but I think they're conversations that we're having with ourselves too. Where do I need to see this differently? Where do I need to make adjustments to the way that I perceive this situation, this person, this experience, or the way that I perceive, my fear around this, right? Where am I talking myself out of things that can be really, really great for me because I'm afraid? That's what I get with this. But I think that we're going to see that clearly. I think we're going to get some really clear messages in some way, shape, or form. Like I said, let other people be your teacher and let yourself be your teacher too, right? Notice those thoughts that come through that feel really brilliant. You get to claim them, but they come from your higher self, from your higher power, from your guides, from your angels. Just let it come through. We're being shown every step of the way. The Chariot, things are moving. We have no planets in retrograde now. With the exception of the North Node, there's nothing in retrograde. And this is really beautiful, right? But the Chariot is about moving forward into really wonderful things that are meant for us. But notice that there are no reins on the Chariot. This is about faith. This is about trust. This is about letting ourselves be led rather than letting our ego lead. These are two very different things. Letting our soul lead, letting our higher power lead, letting ourselves be led, and not fighting the process, right? This car is moving. This energy is moving. It's taking us where we're supposed to be. So stop fighting it if you're fighting it. Let it come through. Let it happen the way that it is meant to for what you are destined to do, be, experience. Let it happen. I know that's easier said than done, but this is some high level stuff, guys. Like, we've come to a place of really high level lessons. God expects more from us at this point. If we have been doing the work and not because they're wanting to be hard on us. That's not what this is about. This is about continuing to support our growth, our leveling up. We came here for a reason. We came here with an intention, and we all came here with an understanding that we were moving into new earth, that we were moving into a time that was going to look really different. So let it happen, let it develop, and try not to fight the direction that it's going. while still actively set your intentions. Two of Swords. Because we are making decisions, we are making choices, right? Like, what is the next leg of this journey going to look like? What is this next chapter going to look like? How can I, notice she has the blindfold, right? How can I go within rather than looking at the world from the perspective that I have always looked at the world through? How can I see through a lens of love? How can I see through a lens of trust? How can I see from a place of adventure is the word that I'm getting. How do I let this be an adventure? How do I let this be fun? I was saying to somebody just yesterday, I try to frame a lot of things as fun, even if my human doesn't perceive them as fun, because I really love this concept of approaching life like it's a game. Approaching life like it is, I'm the main character and I have this adventure that I'm going on. I have these lessons that I'm learning. I have these ways that I'm growing and developing so that I can go to the next level. And so whatever is showing up for me is an opportunity to take me to that next level. Whatever is showing up, I have a choice. Am I going to let it be an adventure or am I going to fight it? Because if I fight it, I'm just dragging my heels, but I'm not changing it. And if I'm feeling led to change it, what changes do I feel called to make? And where can I invite in my higher power to also support those changes? Please invite your higher power in. This is how we're going to make it through every single one of this. And Haley's saying, hi, I'm new to your live. Welcome, Haley. It's nice to see you here. Welcome and enjoy. I hope you get a chance to go back and watch the beginning of all of this. If you guys are watching this on my YouTube, please make sure you hit that like button. You hit that subscribe button. Please hit that here on my Facebook as well. I always have the link in my YouTube to be able to catch me live on Facebook in case you're always watching from there. But make sure that you subscribe. It always makes me really happy to see new subscribers, and it helps for more people to connect with these messages. Let me know how you're doing in comments. Please feel free to share this with somebody that you think needs to hear these messages. If these resonate with you, let me know that they resonate with you, or let me know where you're at. I would always love to hear from you guys. All right, thank you so much. I will see you soon with another video. I'll also leave that link for my membership down below so you can check that out in case you want that full moon energy session and all of the other classes and things that I have up on there for your spiritual development, your metaphysical development, your personal development. I have all the things there: classes, meditations, hypnosis sessions, energy sessions, tools, everything that you need, and it's an ever-growing resource, so make sure you guys check that out. It's one of the things that I'm most proud of. I really love to share it with people, so thank you, and I will see you soon with another reading. Take care, guys. Bye.